Hello, Mr. Claywell.
How are you doing today, Mr. Ham?
Dude, I am great. The weather's good. It's hot. Finally, we're getting some heat.
Yeah.
Of course, the pollen is going to take us out.
It's trying.
We've survived COVID thus far, but I think the pollen's going to take me out.
Yeah.
So
And if the pollen doesn't get you, apparently from everything I'm reading, the ticks will.
Oh yeah. Dude, I've got an in-law that on their wedding day ended up with a Lone Star bite, and it now has the allergy to red meat. So no steak, no pork, like breaks out in hives whenever they eat that, whenever she eats that now. So yeah, fun.
Okay. So a friend of mine has been posting about this for a while, like 3 or 4 years, but I thought it was Lyme disease.
No, that's completely separate, completely different, a different thing. This thing evidently, like when the bite happens, whatever enzyme that this tick leaves behind triggers a reaction in your body that makes you allergic to red meat. Yeah. It's not Lyme disease, because Lyme disease is, that's just a whole nother disease.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. A good friend of mine from back in high school has the last 2 or 3 years has been posting about having to change their diet because they can't eat red meat anymore because of a tick bite.
Yep, that's a thing.
It's called Lone Star?
The Lone Star tick is the one that carries this.
Oh, it's called the Lone Star tick.
Yes, the Lone Star tick carries this.
Is it from Texas?
I don't know. Lord, I have no clue. Everything will kill you in Texas, right? But no.
Is it a tick that's like the size of a softball or something?
It's tiny. Like, so we go, we take our dogs to the vet quite often, and she has these little cards that have like the different types of ticks and what they carry. Right. And the Lone Star is one of the smaller ones that's on that.
So it's like deer tick size?
Yeah, about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was, crazy stuff.
He's been posting about it for years, struggling with it. And his wife has to try to find all these alternative recipes when they make food. And he's been really excited about Impossible meat.
Exactly. Have you tried it?
I haven't yet, because it's so expensive.
Okay, so there's one place here in town that is selling Impossible burgers that are it's White Castle. They have Impossible sliders. Dude, those things are so tasty. They are so good.
Everybody
of course, they're
says it's good.
Twice the price of a normal slider, but still, I thought, I'm going to try it just simply to say that I have tried the Impossible meat. And it is so good.
I think you can get it at Taco Bell. You can have them substitute Impossible meat for ground beef.
That's cool.
I think Burger King has an Impossible Whopper.
If they're all as good as the White Castle version, it is really tasty.
Well, another friend of mine, different guy.
Yeah.
Has tried. He says every time he eats Impossible meat, it gives him the runs. Oh, no. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to try it or not, because my stomach sometimes can be really finicky.
Try it when you're at home one day. Like, go get you a slider or something and bring it home and eat.
Is it truly a slider? Let's find out.
But no, it's really good. And like, so at Easter, whenever all the family came here, we had Ashley's side of the family, a couple of people from my side of the family. Like I did the big prime rib, the rib roast, and we had to do like chicken as well, because she was like, I can't eat any of that. So it's different, but yeah.
That's just crazy to me that a tick can bite you
and make you allergic.
After that, you can't have red meat anymore. Like, that's insane.
And there's got to be a fix for it. Somewhere out there has to be a fix.
Does it really need to be a fix though? I mean, it's got to kind of force you into a slightly healthier diet.
Well, this is true. And with what you're saying, the invent of Impossible meat, that stuff is phenomenal. So, I would be totally fine switching over to that completely myself. Because, don't get me wrong, I love a good ribeye or something like that. But still, as far as just flavor and texture, it's really, really good.
Right. And another thing I learned about Impossible, because there's been other meat substitutes, but there's specifically that really intrigued me, was they put beet juice in the burger
to color it,
so that when you bite it, it gives that red juicy juice.
Huh.
That's
brilliant.
Yeah, just for that extra bit of
authenticity. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's, so some of the stuff they did with that is really cool. So this is a little bit off topic, but it's we were just chatting about this, and it's brought me to mind something else that we talked about on a previous episode of the podcast was lab-grown meat.
Yes.
And if they're growing meat in a lab, you got to kind of wonder, could they genetically alter the meat so that people with these kinds of allergies could still eat it?
Oh, now that might be something, like change the enzymes or whatever it is that
change the proteins
that
or
the
whatever.
allergic reaction is it's interacting with that. I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah, because
there are
honestly,
so many things that are happening right now in the science world and technology. I don't know if we've talked about it before, but I was listening to public radio. This has been weeks ago, and they were talking, of course, with this whole COVID situation. We've not had a flu season whatsoever. Like, flu season this year was like non-existent because everyone was masked, everyone was social distanced, everyone was sanitizing, and it basically, we just did not transmit anything. Right. So they were talking specifically though about what do you do with these new strains of possibly COVID or flu or anything else that's coming out, that these breakaway strands. How do you start to tamp that down? And the technology that they used to create the vaccines that we have now, they were saying we should be able to start using those in a setting where effectively Mr. Claywell walks into the clinic not feeling well. They are able to pull a blood sample. They analyze the blood sample. They identify exactly what strain of flu he has. Then they will effectively have what they call like a vaccine printer that will instantly create a vaccine for that strand of flu that you have. So you get exactly what you need, and then they will be able to use that in that community to tamp down that strand right there. So they're thinking that maybe within the next couple of years, they'll be able to customize vaccines for specific areas. So that way you don't have these widespread events anymore, which would be freaking phenomenal. But
yeah, so kind of like a 3D printer for vaccination.
Think more like just like a laser printer where you'd have multiple colors, and it would have just different types of antibodies in there, and it would say, oh well, it's responding to this, so it would give those.
Well, right, but but they're using the mRNA technology, right? That they used to develop the COVID vaccine. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
So it would be, so essentially what they would do is DNA sequence the virus and then directly create
a vaccine
for that genetic sequenced virus.
Right then, which would be phenomenal, would be amazing. So,
and since we're shooting off on vaccines and stuff, we'll just round the horn here. Another one that has gotten my attention recently, and I don't know if you've heard about this or not, but there's a new conspiracy theory out, since we do occasionally talk about conspiracy theories.
What are you talking about?
I heard this one. I couldn't believe when I heard it.
Okay.
Like sincerely, I was like, are you kidding me?
This dumbfounded you, huh?
So, there was all these people that they're not going to get vaccinated, that the vaccine is a government chip that's going to track you, or whatever the crazy nonsense that they believed it was.
Exactly.
Those same people, and they weren't going to wear a mask because it didn't do any good. It was stupid. It was pointless. So those same type of people, and this is not a joke. This is real.
I'm seeing the look on your face is what it is.
those same type of people are now going to start wearing masks.
Oh yeah?
Because all these people that are getting the vaccines
are going to start transmitting something that's even worse.
When you exhale, if you've had the vaccine, you're exhaling a protein. And if you haven't been vaccinated, you can inhale that protein and it will vaccinate you by inhaling the protein that's exhaled by someone who is vaccinated. So even though a mask is not effective enough to stop a virus, it's going to be effective enough to stop a protein
that you're
being
exhaling.
exhaled from a vaccinated person.
And the Darwin Award goes to.
And well, honestly, you know what I say about this? Sincerely,
If it makes them wear a mask, good.
exactly.
That's exactly
If
that.
it gets them to wear a mask, I don't care what kind of insane logic pushes it. As long as they're wearing a mask, I'm happy. Like I'm double vaccinated, got both my shots.
Yep.
I still wear a mask.
Yep.
Just to take the precaution.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so that was just insane to me that people are like, you're going to get a protein from a vaccinated person and it's going to force the vaccination on you. So you got to wear a mask to stop. I'm like, you know what? I don't even care as long as you're wearing a mask.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah. It's like the chain of logic that has to go through. Like,
You're using a
can't
word
follow
that I
it.
don't think that should be used there. Logic. It's not. That's not even part of that equation.
well, and I just, that's one of the things, that's a whole nother podcast episode, honestly. But this just, how do people sincerely believe some of these things?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Like, how can you go that far down the rabbit hole?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
how
you're to
can
a
you
point
go,
to where the light is gone, you know?
yeah. Like, how can you get so far down that you think the earth is flat?
Yeah.
Or, some of this other stuff.
Here's
is
the
just like,
craziest thing is so that right there, people all around the world think that there are people all around the world that think the world is flat.
yeah.
In that one line, all around the world.
Yeah. Well, it's still shaped like a circle. It's just a flat circle.
Oh my gosh. It kills me, dude. I literally just I don't
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it either. So, and it's not the thing that gets me is some of these people aren't dumb.
No, a lot of them are not. They are smart people that do stupid things.
But I don't understand how you can reason yourself that far out of
I don't
touch with reality. Like I could get like one step removed. I can understand somebody not trusting the vaccine because of how rapidly it was developed and approved.
Right.
I can understand that. But to say that it's got a government tracking chip in it, or it's going to make you breathe a protein that vaccinates somebody else that breathes in your exhalations. Like, I'm just, what?
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
So yeah, it's just like, I can understand to a point, but then there's a point where I'm just like, you have gone totally off the rails, cuckoo bananas. Like, you left reason
a long time
ago.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. So, I mean, anyway, like I said, conspiracy theories is a whole different.
That is a whole nother, yeah. And we probably should do another one of those eventually because I really, really, really enjoy that stuff. And there's been a few that I've kind of been reading up on a little bit. So maybe we should do another one here in the next few episodes.
Yeah, sure, totally. I'm down for it.
Okay.
Honestly, the only thing that's kind of pushed me back from those is stuff like QAnon.
That stuff gets crazy.
Well, yeah, but I mean it's all conspiracy theories. And stuff like QAnon and all that. It's just they take what for me is a fun and funny kind of a thing, to look at these conspiracy theories, and I can just kind of laugh at them because
they are ridiculous.
They're silly. Yeah.
But someone out there is going, "Oh no, but that's real. It's real." That can get kind of scary. But
yeah, and it's like some places have, well, specifically that one entity has like weaponized it.
Yeah.
And you've got these social media sites like Facebook and YouTube that the algorithms thrive on that. That's exactly what those algorithms are designed to do. The more clicks
they get, the more they push it. So
yeah, exactly. Well, and not just that, but they'll take a person, and when you start watching this video,
it suddenly suggests, oh, wait a minute, you liked this.
Right, exactly. So it's the algorithm is designed to maximize your attention, to keep you watching as long as you can. So it pushes more and more radical and extreme content because, one of the easiest ways to get a view is outrage.
True.
Like outrage drives viewership. So the algorithm pushes more outrageous content to keep you watching, to get you riled up so that you watch more, so that you feel more part of and that's just like, it just fuels itself and grows, and it's like an Ouroboros.
And eventually you're down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And the light is gone.
Yeah. I mean, I understand how the algorithm works, but I don't understand how people get swallowed like that. Like, like I said, I can understand a step or two, right? And doubting, like that's human nature to doubt and need proof and all that. But do
the research. Do a little research.
Well, but that's what those people say. That's what that's what a flat earther will say is like, oh,
well, you just do the research and you'll find it.
Or you're just a sheeple because you believe what the media tells you that the Earth is a sphere. Well, if you do your research, like. That's the exact thing. Like they believe that their research proves whatever it is that they're trying to prove, and
it's mind-boggling. It really is.
Yeah. But again, okay, sorry, that's like a whole other thing. So recently in my life, I am now officially hitched.
You are hitched. You have the ring.
I got the ring on my finger. Listen. Can you guys hear this?
Oh yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It went great too. I mean, there was one point like when we were standing outside when an ambulance went by and everybody was like, oh no. I was like, oh gosh, that's really, 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 really loud. And they're getting ready to live stream this. And then it was like gone and then everything went really well. I mean, it's very smooth.
Yeah.
Beautiful
well, thank
wedding.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad you were able to be there.
Me too. It was very, 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 what would be the word? I don't know. It was just extremely nice to just witness. It was very, very, I mean, I don't know. It was fulfilling to witness.
Thank you.
So
as I'm 41.
Yeah,
40?
you're younger than I am, so 41.
Okay, I'm 41, and I've never been married. A lot of people don't believe that, but
yeah,
I'm 41 years old, never been married. She's 41 years old, never been married.
Yeah,
both of our first times at 41 years of age to be wed, and it's just one of those things that everything, and I think everything went well. There were a few little hiccups, but nothing
major.
Technological hiccups. Nothing with the ceremony itself. There was a few problems with some of the technology in the background, but
of course, with any wedding, any major event like that, there's going to be some stressful things that happen. So I'm assuming that everything went well as far as the honeymoon goes.
Oh yeah,
from one place to another, even with the gas shortage and everything else.
So yeah, we ran smack into the 4 states that were affected by the Colonial Pipeline hack. Right smack into the 4 states we were going to.
Yep.
There were a few gas stations along the way that were out of gas, but not all of them. So we never had any trouble finding gas.
Good.
And we never really needed gas. Like I kept filling up when we had about a half tank.
That's what everyone said to do, pretty much. Like even like in the media, they were saying, treat a half a tank of gas like an empty tank. Go ahead and fill up.
Right.
So yeah,
and we never had any problems with that. So I can tell everybody now, we had a couple of days there. We got married in Gatlinburg, and we had a few days in a cabin there in Gatlinburg, and we just got to enjoy the mountains and the scenery and the quietness, being out way away from everybody where we were, and just relax. And that was nice. Then we had one night in Atlanta. We went to the Georgia Aquarium, the only aquarium maybe in the country, but definitely in the Southeast that has whale sharks.
Oh, cool.
And they have 3 whale sharks in there. They have a pod of beluga whales, a pod of dolphins. The dolphins have been trained and they do a live show every few hours throughout the day that you can go watch, and they do all kinds of little tricks and stuff. And that was amazing.
That's cool.
And Rebecca, my wife,
your wife,
loves dolphins. So when I booked the trip, I made sure to get tickets to the dolphin show.
Right.
And we were getting there, parked the car, and I was like, come on, we got to go. And she's like, why are you in such a hurry? I'm like, because we have tickets for a show that starts and we have to be there. So come on, we got to go. And she's like, what kind of show? And I said, they have dolphins. And she got so excited and she was so happy. And she was like, dolphins. Oh boy. Yeah. We're going to go see the dolphins. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously? We get to see dolphins? And I'm like, yeah. And they do tricks. And she was like all excited. And she was kind of skipping and jumping and like, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's great. And, so, in bigger cities, they have those delivery grates in the sidewalk.
Right.
Where the metal thing opens up and there's stairs down.
Yes.
Okay. Well, built into those, there's a little post. And when they open it, they put a handrail there.
Okay.
So that they go up and down the stairs, they've got a handrail. The handrail on this one stuck up out of the ground. The hole, the post for the handrail to go in, stuck up out of the ground about 1.5 inches. And she was, dolphins, are you serious? And stepped right on the edge of that pipe that stuck up out of the ground and rolled her ankle.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
As we were going into the aquarium. And bless her heart, she soldiered through it. But when we got back to the room after the aquarium, there was probably a baseball size knot swelled up on the side of her ankle.
Good Lord, dude.
And I mean, she rolled it hard.
So, I mean, I guess that affected the rest of the trip altogether too, didn't it?
She kept good spirits, but it helped. I mean, so after the aquarium, I had us a hotel booked in Folly Beach in Charleston, South Carolina. And the hotel was on Folly Beach.
Right.
On what they called the 3rd floor. I would call it the 4th floor.
Because there's the bottom floor is actually like stilts, right?
Well, no.
Or kind of like it.
So you've got the stilts and then the ground floor.
Okay.
So the ground floor is actually at the top of a flight of stairs.
Yeah, right.
And then there's 3 stories.
Yeah, because I mean, the Folly Beach is prone to flooding, so
right.
Yeah.
So what they called the 3rd floor was actually up 4 flights of stairs.
Wow.
And it was a walk up only.
Yay.
I didn't know she was going to roll her ankle.
I mean, these are things that happen, though, I guess, right?
Yeah. So 4 flights of stairs up to the room. The room, and I called ahead. The hotel was just amazing. The staff was so friendly. They had the room set up for us.
Yeah.
We had champagne, chocolate covered strawberries.
Oh, nice.
When we checked in, the room had a private balcony that overlooked the Folly River.
Yep.
There was a dock out there with sailboats tied up. So picturesque.
Yeah.
If you walk to the left side of the balcony, you could see the ocean.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we were like right on the tip of the island down there.
Right.
And it was just gorgeous.
Yeah. Folly Beach is one of the most beautiful places.
It was so beautiful. In the room, we had a gas fireplace.
Yeah.
Rainfall shower, whirlpool tub. It was just, they had a couple of bean bags. So you could just throw the bean bags out on the balcony and just flop down and just listen to the ocean. And we did that.
Yeah.
That was cool. While we were there, I booked us a charter on a sailboat.
Yeah.
So we had our own, just the 2 of us and the captain. We had a catamaran all to ourselves.
That's awesome.
We went sailing down the Folly River.
Did you actually go out to see any at all?
No, just on the river.
Just on the river?
Just on the river, yeah. It wasn't a huge, it was a 16-footer.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like ocean.
Yeah.
But I don't care. That was probably, honestly, one of the coolest things I've done.
That's awesome.
Just to sit on the sailboat. I mean, I've been on boats. I was raised on a lake, basically. Yeah. And so we've been on the boats and all that my whole life. And, I'm so used to when you're on a boat, all you hear is just brrr,
The motor just constant go.
Constant. Yeah. And, once we got away from the dock, he killed the motor and you never heard another sound.
Yeah. Just the wind in the sails.
You would hear the waves lapping on the pontoons.
Yep.
And occasionally when he would tack, the sail would pivot.
Yeah.
From left to right.
And you would hear that flap.
You would hear that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But that was it. That was the only sound you ever heard. And it was like 2.5 hours.
Dude, that's awesome.
Sunset sail. We saw 5 or 6 different dolphins.
Yeah.
A couple of groups of dolphins, pods, I guess is what they're called. It was so beautiful. So if you're ever out there, if you're ever in Folly Beach and you want to do something like that, I can highly recommend Sail Folly with Captain Johnny.
Yeah.
Really good time. The dude was super friendly. If we asked him questions, he was very knowledgeable. He would answer us. If we wanted to sit and just enjoy the scenery, he was quiet and just let us do our thing. So, it was just very cool experience all the way around.
Okay. So I have to ask you something because I love Charleston. Charleston is one of my favorite places on the planet.
Okay.
Like I would move there tomorrow if I could. I love the place. So did you get to go to Hyman's Seafood? And there was another restaurant that you were talking about wanting to go to as well.
Right. Yep.
And so did you get to go to both?
I did get to go to both.
What did you think?
Hyman's was really good. The staff was phenomenal.
Yes.
Our waitress was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Did you get to meet Eli Hyman? The
no,
owner?
we went right at closing time.
Yeah, he's probably already gone at that point.
Yeah, but our waitress was still phenomenal.
Yeah.
The food was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, really good.
They do everything fresh. It's so good.
So we had fried green tomatoes.
Yeah.
Shrimp and grits for appetizer. And then like a full spread, like bunch of different stuff for the entree. Like I got one of their
combo
huge platters that had like clams, crab, fish, shrimp.
Yeah.
And I think. And then we had bread pudding and key lime pie.
That sounds so good. I can't wait to go. I'm going in like 3 weeks.
Good. Yeah,
I can't wait to go.
And then we went to Hannibal's.
That's the other one, Hannibal's. Okay, so you're going to have to send me like a link or something for that because I want to look at that. So
Hannibal's, it's not what I thought it would be.
Oh, yeah?
It was good. It was really good food, but it's billed as a good place to get Gullah Geechee food.
Right, which is
like an African ethnic cuisine. They're remodeling the restaurant while we were there, and their menu had been abbreviated because of COVID. So they didn't have a lot of the traditional Gullah Geechee food.
Really?
Yeah. Like I was set. I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted oxtail.
Yep.
And red rice. And they didn't have any oxtail. So I did get ribs.
Yeah.
Which were phenomenal.
Cool.
I got the red rice and collard greens. And it was really good.
What is red rice?
I don't know what's in it. I mean, it's just rice. Yeah. I don't know what the spice they put in it, but it just makes it red. Yeah. And it's a little smoky, a little sweet.
Almost a paprika kind of a flavor? Because that's what that kind of sounds like.
It might be paprika. I don't know. I've had paprika, but I can't really say that I know what paprika tastes like. It might be just smoked paprika, and that's what makes it red. I don't know, but there's some other stuff in there too. Like I think there was some red beans in there as well.
Okay.
But it was really good. The food was still really good. It's just not like I really wanted like traditional, like oxtail.
Yes.
And they just didn't have it.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed with that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I went to Angel Oak while I was there.
I don't know what that is.
It's a specific type of oak tree, and I can't remember exactly what the species is called.
Is that with the moss hanging out of it and all that kind of stuff?
No, that's just Spanish moss. It can grow on any tree.
I know the live oak or the whatever are the ones that kind of go up. They come back almost down to the ground and then back out again.
It's that species.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
And it goes underground.
Yes.
Like the branches will just disappear underground, and then like 3 feet, they pop back up and
Yes.
come back out again. And it's
Okay.
that species of oak tree.
Okay. Yeah.
The main trunk is 25 feet in diameter,
Oh my gosh.
and the tree itself is like 70 feet tall, give or take.
yeah.
And the branches, I mean, it spreads out massive. And yeah, I was there. I went kind of early in the day. There were several people there.
Yeah.
It wasn't packed, but it's just on a farm, and the angel is the name of the people that own the land.
Okay.
So it's the Angel Oak. It's just their last name is Angel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it's on their farm, and you can donate if you wish, but you can just drive up and go and take a look and take pictures and all that stuff. And there were several people there when I was there. But what blew my mind is it wasn't a huge number of people. It's just a tree.
Right.
So there wasn't like a huge
Not like
number of
it
people.
wasn't drawing a massive crowd, but
Right.
it was.
But there was probably 30 to 40 people there
Okay.
while I was there. And we were all standing under one tree.
yeah.
But I don't know. The place itself just has this peaceful
Yeah.
energy to it. It's just really tranquil and calm. And everyone was considerate.
Yep.
Like before anybody would just go walking through, like they would look around and make sure that they weren't going to walk in front of somebody's picture. Nobody was like, "Hey, Bob, how you doing?" Everybody was speaking in lower tones, just being really respectful.
I get that vibe from Charleston in general. And I know
Yeah,
there's
maybe.
probably a lot of the people that were there at that, I'm sure, were like tourists that had come into that area. So, but I mean, honestly, that's one of the things that I think that's one of the unspoken things of Charleston is that Southern hospitality,
Right.
respect for other people, and just that there's an energy there, but it's a calm energy. And to me, that's what draws me to that place more so than anything else.
Right. Well, if you go to Angel Oak, it's 10 minutes from downtown Charleston.
Yeah.
You can just Google it and it'll take you right to it. That place specifically, like Charleston, I never felt big city vibe.
No.
From Charleston. No. Like, Atlanta or Chicago or something like that. Like I
Right.
never felt that like hectic.
No, everything is more laid back.
Yeah. Everything felt really calm, laid back, peaceful.
Yep.
But that place specifically was just like, it forced tranquility on you.
That's awesome.
And it was so beautiful. And I probably took 200 pictures while I was there, just trying to do it justice and failed miserably, but I tried. But yeah. And so we had such a good trip.
That's great, man.
I really felt an even deeper connection with her after the honeymoon.
Good.
Like it really was just
Solidified a lot of things.
yeah, it did. And it's, I think, before I always thought the honeymoon was just a chance to go off and be frivolous and have fun.
No,
But-
it's a connection. It is once everything is said and done, all of the craziness of planning a wedding and going through all of that, it's the decompression time.
Yeah.
It's the decompression and the solidifying of these two people are now one.
Right. And when
So-
we got back, I did really feel that. Like I felt like we had become closer together
Yeah.
with the trip. Like we've gone on vacations together before.
Yeah, but that's vacation. It's different.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like this truly felt different. Like
Yeah.
I really felt.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. It was, and I loved everything we did. Killing time in Gatlinburg. The aquarium was awesome. Charleston was amazing.
Good.
Like even though there was gas shortages and people were losing their minds and putting gas in plastic bags and throwing it in their trunks and all that nonsense. Like we were calm and happy and having a really good time. So,
And that's the bottom line of it right there. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Good deal.
So-
Well, congratulations on the nuptials and
Oh, thank you.
And I mean, welcome to the club.
Thanks.
I've been in it for next year's going to be 20 years, so 19 years in
What's
August.
that one? What's 20? 25 silver. What's?
I don't know. Caribbean vacation.
Oh, hey, yeah. Okay. I can go with that.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that everything went well and that you guys, you know, that there was a connection and everything went smooth, even with the reeled ankle. So,
yeah, that was pretty gnarly. But she kept a good spirits. She still had a good time. Like, we even went on the sailboat after that. And, yeah, it was she really did have a good time.
Awesome. So. All right. So do you want to kind of get down to the meat and potatoes of what this episode was actually supposed to be whenever we started it? And
I mean, okay, so I've hijacked half of it, but yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So we talked a couple of episodes back about this book that we've both kind of been looking at. It's called The Pig That Wants to Be Eaten. It's little philosophical anomalies and brain exercises and things of that nature. And we have chosen a couple. We randomized a list, and Mr. Claywell, the top two that was on the list, we're going to cover today.
Right. And I figured that'd be the easiest way for us to keep track of
doing
them, and we don't have to have a big hassle about which ones we're going to do.
Right. And we just knock off these two off the list, and we'll randomize it again. And that's how we'll do it whenever we do another one of these. Because there's a lot that's in this book. I mean, each one of these little synopses are a page a piece.
Right.
And there's a lot that can be said about them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting.
I think it's going to be fun. So
how do
you want to do this? Do you want to read the first one? I'll read the second one, or do you want to read the second one and I'll read the first? No matter to me.
I'll read the first one.
All right.
So this first one, I will try to attribute these the best I can understand from the material. This first one is, I believe, from a philosopher, Jeremy Bentham. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's where this comes from. And the author of this book is Julia Begini, and they state that the title of this chapter, or this scenario, is Pain's Remains. And here is the scenario. The tension in the auditorium was palpable as the doctor donned his mask and gloves and prepared to take his needle and thread to the conscious patient's strapped down leg. As he pushed the needle through the flesh, the patient let out an almighty cry of pain. But once the needle had passed through, he seemed unnaturally calm. "How was that?" asked the doctor. "Fine," replied the patient, to gasps from the audience. "It's just like you said. I remember you putting the needle through me, but I don't remember any pain." "So do you have any objection if I do the next stitch?" asked the doctor. "Not at all. I'm not at all apprehensive," replied the patient. The doctor turned to the audience and explained, "The process I have developed does not, like an anesthetic, remove the sensation of pain. What it does is prevent any memory of pain being laid down in the patient's nervous system. If you are not going to remember your momentary pain, why fear it? Our patient here shows this is not just a theoretical sophistry. You witnessed his pain, but he, having forgotten it, has no fear of repeating the experience. This enables us to conduct surgery with the patient fully conscious, which in some instances is extremely useful. Now, if you will excuse me, I have more stitching to do."
Okay. So the setup here, we have a doctor that has developed a means of making the sensation of pain something that is instantly forgotten. Basically, you feel it in its fullness as it's happening, and then it's gone.
Yep.
No memory of it whatsoever.
Mm-mm. You can remember the experience of what happened, but you don't remember experiencing any pain.
So the question then lies in, is this something that's ethical? Is it ethical to inflict pain on someone, or morally right or wrong to inflict pain on someone even if they can't remember it after it's over. So, there's a lot to unpack right there. You know it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing with a lot of these. Everybody out there just heard these are about a page long. That's the whole scenario. Now the author does go into some arguments for either side in the text.
Right.
There's pages that follow that list pros and cons and reasons for and reasons against, and some talking points to kind of help you if you're wanting to discuss these. We're going to leave those out.
Yep.
We're just going to read the setup and then kind of go with ourselves. So this one seems to be, is it morally objectionable to inflict pain even if the person that's receiving the pain doesn't remember it?
So I can look at this in a couple of different ways. One thing that I can see is if the patient no longer remembers the pain, then can we say perhaps that sensation is just a sensation? It's there, it's gone, no big deal. Regardless of what it is. So, I mean, we could say that if it were pain, or if it were, hot or cold, or if it were anything else, the wind blowing against your skin or through your hair, does it really matter that it's specifically pain? I don't know, because you also have to look at one of the perspectives is you tie pain to suffering. And if the person is suffering through the pain as they're feeling it, yet it's gone immediately thereafter, then what? So, okay.
So my problem with it is as set up in this scenario. My biggest issue with it is, it's a doctor,
right?
So there's a doctor that is causing this. And for me, the way I understand it, and this is a layman's understanding, but since basically ancient Greek times, doctors have taken the Hippocratic Oath, which I don't know exactly verbatim, but basically it says you will do no harm.
But wherein lies harm? What is the definition of harm?
Well, I don't know what the definition of harm is, but to me, knowingly inflicting pain, whether they remember it or not, inflicting pain on someone is harm. Now, I understand that sometimes to help someone, you have to hurt them.
Right.
I do get that to set a broken bone, it's not going to be a pleasant experience.
Right.
But you can make the patient not have pain while you do that.
Okay. So that being said, the sensation of feeling the pain then would be the harm.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you could there are ways to make the patient not experience the pain. You could give them an anesthetic, you could give them a local, you could do something to remove the pain and then treat.
Okay, so let's say this then. Let's say that a specific procedure, being delicate in nature,
right?
One of the side effects possibly could be that nerve damage is done and they lose sensation in an area, where knowing that they're feeling pain could possibly say, hey, we're on the right track. Is pain justified at that point? So then they're still feeling this. We're okay. We've not done damage.
I mean, okay, I can see what you're saying there. Yeah, but like this guy's talking about just stitching a wound closed. Essentially, is what it sounds like.
That's all he's doing. It seems like he's just stitching this dude up.
If you're going to do something like yes, if you need to know is the nerve functional, obviously you have to test that.
Right.
But
just to inflict pain because you can.
Well, I mean,
and
they're
going to be not remembering it.
Right. Exactly. Like, I don't know. To me, if it's a necessary thing, that's one thing. But like if you're just using this as a method of treatment when there are other options available and you just choose to make them forget it instead of not experiencing it, it just seems a little bit cruel to me.
I can see that, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, but yes, if you're using it as a diagnostic tool, then I totally understand that the
pain being there.
Yeah, the pain has to be there to help you make the diagnosis and to make sure that you're not doing damage or whatever. But it's just like if you have the ability to remove the pain and you just don't,
then there's an issue.
Right. I mean, you know, and they're talking about doing surgery with a conscious patient. That happens. Almost all brain surgery is done while the person's awake.
Right.
Because a tiniest slip up by the surgeon
changes everything.
Can change everything.
Exactly.
So the patient has to be awake so that they can tell them what they're, because I've seen some of that stuff before, and they're like, what's happening right now? And the dude's like, I smell peanut butter.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? And he goes, okay, I'm in the hippocampus or whatever, because that's the sense of smell. And he like moves over a little bit, and he's like, what about now? My finger's twitching. And he's like, okay, well, that's the motor center. So
I don't think I'd want a mechanic in up there, you know, just touching points going, what's happening this? It's not cool, but okay.
No, but I mean, they do have to do that. But in those procedures, your brain has no nerve impulses.
True.
You can't feel anything.
Right.
So it would be different if every time they moved, you were like, ow, 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 ow. Like, I mean, that would just be
This
different.
is true. This is true.
So I don't know. It's
okay. So let's look at it from another perspective then. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, you now have kids.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So think about things that those kids have done around the house that have taught them lessons, like the big lessons, you know, like falling down and scraping your knee or touching the hot stove.
Yeah, exactly.
These are pain sensations typically that will teach you a lesson. So at that point, if the pain were completely turned off, or not, like, I wouldn't say turned off, there's no memory of that pain, would those lessons still hold that gravity? Would they still be there?
No, but you would remember the pain.
Would you? No, you wouldn't. If in this scenario, you would not remember the pain. You would remember the situation. Oh, I fell down, I scraped my knee, this red juice is pouring out of me. But the pain that you felt when it happened, you wouldn't have a memory of, according to this guy.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, but
so the next time would you scrape your knee even more because there wasn't that pain sensation that taught you, hey, this hurts as well.
Well, yeah.
So,
but I mean, no. But yeah, I don't quite get where you're going with that, because it's the memory. It's the memory of the pain that teaches you the lesson.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So would those lessons that we learn from pain carry as much weight if we forgot the pain part of it? I don't think it would.
No, they wouldn't. But this would only be during the procedure. Like, the doctor has to turn off the memory and then it comes back on. So it wouldn't just be when you were like running around the house. True enough. I mean,
unless they basically just say, oh, you know, we could do this and you no longer will remember pain from now on.
Right.
I guess in surgery, I guess. And then here's something too, okay, that I thought, or that, you know, I jotted down here whenever I read through this, was when we apply something like that in a medical setting, great. What happens when you weaponize it?
Yeah,
when you start handing it to soldiers and they no longer will feel the pain and they just keep going.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, because if they don't remember it, then they have no fear of it.
Which might eliminate PTSD.
Possibly, yeah. There's another, there is a medical condition that I saw it on House and I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called CIPA.
Yeah.
Congenital insensitivity to pain and anhidrosis. It's called CIPA. it's a disease that people, very rare disease, but the people who have it cannot feel pain. They have sensation. They have a sense of touch. They have a sense of smell, taste, everything, but they don't feel pain. So a lot of these people, unfortunately, don't live full 70-year lifespans because they die. They have no sensation of pain. They don't, so they can't tell when they have a fever. They don't feel hot. They could.
Their stomach hurts. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
or
their stomach never hurts. They never feel cramps. They could literally chop off a finger, and if they don't look down and see the finger gone and the blood spurting out, they never know that they chopped their finger off.
Yeah, I can see where that could be very dangerous.
Yeah, so if you're removing, like you're saying, with the memory cause learning the lesson. And that's what happens with these people is they never learn to avoid danger because it doesn't hurt them.
Right.
I mean, it does, but they just don't know it does. Like they could be walking on a broken foot and never know that they have a broken foot. They could.
Exactly.
So it like you're, I don't know, because like if you turn that off, you're like depriving the person of a core
you
part
really
of being human.
Exactly, you are. You literally have switched off the alert zone. The red lights going off in your brain. Oh, pain sensation, don't do that. Or pain sensation, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
So even if you've got to the point where, like in this scenario where the doctor is able to turn it off for a finite amount of time, I still don't think I don't guess it would be morally right, because if you can completely remove the sensation altogether, unless it's a medical diagnostic that is being used to measure something else, I can see where probably the morality of that is not necessarily good.
Yeah. That's my personal feeling is that, I mean, yes, if you have to if the patient has to experience pain in order to resolve whatever the issue is that you're treating, okay, then yeah, that's better than just making them suffer.
True.
And I think what this would be the removing of suffering.
Okay.
Because yes, they still experience the pain, but it's not a traumatic event for them.
Right.
So they don't dwell on it. Like it doesn't make them suffer.
Right.
Like they're just like, ow, oh, that hurt.
And
okay,
then
well, that's over.
Something too. Okay. So, when you experience pain, if it's something that's finite and quick, it's there, it's gone, or it's there, it's an event that takes place and it happens and it goes away, then yeah, you can learn that lesson from that. And that may be a traumatic event that's immediate. But when you start to throw in that suffering, do you start looking at prolonged pain? So like, I don't know, like you're talking about the guy walking around on a broken foot, doesn't necessarily know it's broken. That's one thing. But let's say the guy that broke his foot doesn't get it treated and it's prolonged pain and it never grows back properly. It never is set. And then he's suffering for a long amount of time. That's another one of those things where, in a situation where this guy is able to just take that memory and do away with it would not be helpful whatsoever. And the suffering part of it is just, I think that's where you start to get into that prolonged pain. Because I've been hurt, no big deal.
Right.
But if it's something that lingers, that's where the suffering really takes place.
Right.
So yeah, I can see, I don't know. This is one of those things where it's so subjective. The I guess the morality of it is so subjective, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. I just feel like it's not cool.
No.
Like, I don't really agree with it. I just don't think it's okay, especially for a physician in the Hippocratic Oath and do no harm. I mean, if you had, like I said, if you have to, okay. But the way that it's written out here to me makes it feel more like it, well, I can do it and they won't remember it, so it's okay. I mean, that's kind of what it, like.
That's a sociopath.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems a little sociopathic to me to just, you know, Jason Bateman from American Psycho kind of thing. It's just like, it's not really okay though, just because you can and you can get away with it. Like,
this is true.
Yeah, I just don't feel like it's okay.
Yeah, I guess I agree with that to an extent. I still have to say though, like with pain, it being such a subjective thing. I mean, I know before we started all this, I was talking about like, it's just a sensation. It's just like being hot or cold or
right.
Like what I was said before. I hate being tickled. I'd rather punch somebody. I'd rather feel pain than tickle because I hate it. So, I mean, I don't know.
Right. But would it make it better if you didn't remember being tickled and I could just tickle you and you wouldn't remember it?
Probably. I wouldn't want to punch you.
But you would while it was happening. You just wouldn't remember it later.
This might be true. And then you might need to have that whole pain thing turned off because I'd punch you.
Right. But I mean, I guess, but that's what I'm exactly. But would that make it better if you just didn't remember it and I tickled you anyway?
No. Make you the sociopath, the psychopath.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I just feel like, to me, I feel like that's it. Yeah.
That is the core of this one for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So after the whole pain thing, we have another one that we're going to talk about a little bit. This one is number 83, and this one has to do with, doing unto others as you would do, you'd have done unto you type thing.
Right.
It's the golden rule is what this one is called.
I thought that's when you peed on somebody.
That's
a golden shower.
Yeah, that's a totally different. That's
my bad.
Hey, that's an episode that we definitely don't want to do. So anyway, we've got way too much sensitive equipment for that.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So here's the setup on this one. Constance had always tried to observe the golden rule of morality. Do as you would be done by, or as Kant rather inelegantly put it, act only on that maxim through which you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. Effectively, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Now, however, she is sorely tempted by something that would seem to go against that principle. She has the chance to run off with the husband of her best friend, taking their entire family fortune with them. On the face of it, that would not be doing as she would be done by. But, she reasoned, things are more complex than that. When we lock up a criminal, we are not saying we should also be locked up. We are saying that we should be locked up if we were in that circumstance as the criminal. The proviso is crucial. Context is all. So the question she should be asking herself is this: can she will that it should become a universal law that people in her circumstance should run off with their best friend's husband and fortune? Put like that, the answer seems to be yes. She's not saying adultery and asset stripping are usually good, only that in her specific circumstance they are. So that's settled then. She can run away with a clear conscience. All right. So this golden rule runs through every religion and every philosophy under the sun.
Right. Yeah.
And
from Confucius to Hinduism to Islam to Christianity,
everything.
They all have a version of this golden rule.
Absolutely. So the question becomes, to what degree do we apply that rule?
Or can you apply the rule at all?
Very much so.
Because if you apply like the author stated right there, if you apply the rule universally without question, then you couldn't punish a criminal.
No,
because you would want anybody to punish you.
Nope, you couldn't.
So I mean, there has to be shades of the rule. You have to have 50 shades of the golden rule.
I guess that would be a good way of putting it.
Like, and so, I could see where they're going. Like, this one's a real, like, just logic puzzle, honestly, because it's how well can you argue your case?
Yes, it really is.
And that's really what it boils down to, because like they said, in her specific situation, is it okay to run away with her best friend's husband
and their assets? Yes.
Okay, so you might just say no, it's never okay to run away with somebody's husband.
Okay.
And okay, then that's your application of the rule, because you wouldn't want somebody to run away with your husband. But what if his wife is out sleeping around with every man in town, blowing all of his money on drugs and neglecting her family and her duties as a wife? Is it okay then to take him away and treat him and whatever family he has better than the wife he has now?
So I think the question there is, how do the circumstances inform the decision? That should be, I guess, what applies to outside the rule, because obviously, like it says, running away with someone's husband is bad. That's not something that you do. You don't take off with the husband. You don't take off with their assets. That's just not the way you want someone to treat you. So why would you do that? However, like you say, let's say that the circumstances are that the wife is out doing her thing, and you are removing this person and his family and their assets from a bad situation. You have then let circumstances inform your decision making and guide you in that. So I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I see in this. The overarching thing is, you can't look at this as just a rule. It can't be a finite, laid in stone thing, like you say, 50 shades of. It has to apply, because this is one of those situations where there are so many factors that will change a decision or influence a decision, or that's the underlying, I think, moral focus of this exercise is, how do you apply this to a situation?
Well, okay, but then, I mean, if you're going to go with that kind of an argument, which, don't get me wrong, I agree with you, but to discuss, we have to have something to discuss. So if you're going to go with that kind of argument, then how can you say that any rule should be applicable at all times? I mean,
well, obviously we don't. We can't say that, because I think that in that situation, every rule has to have that informed decision. So let's take the extreme here, okay? I think we were saying that if a criminal, mass murderer is locked up, we wouldn't want that done to us, right?
Absolutely.
But you take that criminal and you stick him in a uniform and you put him on a battlefield fighting against your enemy, and he kills the same number of people, we give him a medal and say, good job, and pat him on the back. We don't lock him up. Those decisions, those circumstances inform how we treat that person. So, I mean, you can't apply any specific rule in concrete every single time the exact same way, because the circumstances inform it, right?
But you have to have rules.
You do. And there are societal rules that you follow, but they're bent and broken all the time.
Right, but typically the people that bend and break those rules get punished.
Sometimes.
I mean, unless you're a huge American corporation, then nothing ever happens to you. But anyway.
So then where do we draw the line? I guess really is what we need to look at, right?
So are you saying that you shouldn't try to follow the golden rule?
It's not really what I'm saying so much. I'm saying to what degree do I follow the golden rule? I'm not going to go out and blatantly do something to someone and just because I can, just being an ass. That's not good.
Okay.
But I mean, on the other hand, I don't know. I guess I really, I don't know.
All right. So for me, this whole argument of this specific one is a bit pedantic. I think that's the right word. Now I've got to look that word up because I'm not exactly sure what it means and I just said it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. And I didn't even know that that's what that word meant. But okay, cool.
Okay.
So pedantic, if anybody else didn't know, because I said it and didn't really know what it means, is it's characterized by a narrow, often ostentatious concern for academic knowledge and formal rules. So what we're doing here is a bit pedantic. We're just, and I think a lot of these things might be that way.
It's true.
But, I think personally, the golden rule is a good way to try to live. Try to treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And I think for me, saying that is more of like a positive way. So it's a way to remind myself not to be a jerk more than a hard rule that never ever do anything to somebody that I wouldn't want done to me. It's more of a way for me to remind myself to try to be nice.
So it's a generalization rather than a specific rule.
Well, I think for like I said, for me, it's a thing that I try to apply in a positive manner, not a negative manner. So for me, it's because so I've had a few of my female friends recommend lately that I should read Jane Austen. So I'm trying to read. I'm listening to the audiobook. That's the way I read. Sorry, but I'm listening to the audiobook right now, and a lot of that book is about. Well, God, what's that lady, Miss Manners or whatever? You have to do the things in a certain way and a certain thing. You don't offend anybody, and you have to present such and such. Like, you can't just walk up and say hi to somebody. You have to be introduced by somebody that knows them, and like there's all these rules, right? And there's a character.
The rules of proper society.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's said, it's in England. It's, I think, Victorian times.
Yeah.
Everything is uppity, proper, snooty. What's that TV show everybody's losing their mind about 2 years ago?
I know.
Upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
British society. Anyway, it's kind of that vein of society, but there's a character in there. I'm not very far into the book, so forgive me if I'm just way off base later on in the book. Just keep in mind, I'm only on like chapter 20. But there's a character in there named Mr. Darcy.
Okay.
So far, I feel that if I were a character in this book, I would be Mr. Darcy. He's very aloof. And I don't mean that, but he's honest, he's sincere, but he's not overly polite. They all perceive him as short and stuck up and too good for anybody. That's in the book. That's not really the way I perceive him, but that's the way they perceive him, because
to me, it sounds more like he just kind of stays to himself.
Yeah. He's quiet. He doesn't interact a lot with other people. If they ask him a question, he answers the question and goes back to what he was doing. Right. So like if he's reading a book, somebody says like, "Oh, I haven't read that book. What's it about?" And he would be like if, this pig wants to be eaten, he would just be like, philosophy. And then go back to reading his book. And to them, they're saying like, "Oh, he's so rude. He never talks. But to me, that's the way I am typically. Like I don't, it's not an intent to be dismissive or short. But like if you ask me a question, I will answer the question
without the bunch of banter that goes along with it.
Right. Like you want information. This is the information you desired.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing now. Yeah. It's not that it's not my way of trying to blow you off. It's not my way of trying to be rude. That's just the way I am. Like if you ask me another question, I'll answer that question. I may not enter into a dialogue with you. I may just answer your question and go back to what I was doing. So that, to me, I perceive myself as Mr. Darcy. And so for me to do unto others as you would have them do unto you and all that, I try to use it as more of a positive affirmation, as like, oh, they're trying to talk to me. I need to try to talk to them, because if I was trying to start a conversation with somebody
and I got that, I
would want them to talk, not just two words and back to what they were doing. So for me, when I apply the golden rule in my head, it's always in more of a way of like, don't be a jerk. Like, try to,
I can see that. I mean, I can understand that.
Because in the argument against it here, the author is stating, oh, you wouldn't want somebody to punish you. Well, to me, that's applying it in a negative manner.
True.
Like I try to think, what would I want someone to do?
Effectively, you are, what if the shoe were on the other foot?
Right. I don't try to apply, oh, well, I wouldn't want that. So
I'm not going to do that.
Right. I always try to think,
I'm going to do this because.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's just, I think that's just an optimist and pessimist type, filter effectively that you're looking at that through, which is perfectly fine. That works. So, yeah. So, I mean, I guess for myself, if I'm applying the golden rule, I think with my thoughts is I'm going to treat people the way that I would like to be treated. So like, I'm going to be friendly and outgoing. I've always done that. I mean, I don't meet strangers. That's not a thing for me. But now I don't expect that back, because I've been around enough people and been around crowds and groups enough to know that there's not going to be another person that will respond to me the way that I respond to them, simply because, everyone's an individual. But still, I think that's the big thing with me, is it just, how do I approach someone, and how do I treat that person? That's how I apply the golden rule. I'm not going to, I don't like confrontation. I don't like being, a butt or rude or anything like that. So, right. I mean, I do the same. I expect that, or I guess I apply that, so that way, hopefully I get that in return. So,
and I think another way for me personally, I think the golden rule, the way I read it, perceive it, is more to be applied on a personal level.
Absolutely. That I actually wrote that down in my note. Who is to say what makes that decision the right one? It's a personal thing.
Oh no, I not exactly where I'm going, or not where I'm trying to go. I'm having trouble articulating. I don't think the golden rule should be applied societally. Like, a person who kills someone can't be punished because you wouldn't want to be punished. That's like a societal application of the golden rule.
Okay.
I think the golden rule is more of a personal, like, I shouldn't punch you in the face because I don't want to be punched in the face.
Okay.
Like, it's more like, to me, the way I would try to apply it would be more of a one-to-one, a person-to-person application, not a society to one person application.
I can see that as well. Yeah.
Like it's
because ultimately we do have to have those rules of society that make society function.
Right. Even though you might not like to, you wouldn't want to go to prison. So, but
that doesn't not necessarily mean that someone doesn't need to be in prison.
Exactly. Exactly. There are instances where people need to be away from other people.
Yes.
And not by their own choice.
Right.
So it's a necessity, I think. And so for me, I think it's the golden rule is to be applied on a person to person level, not on like a societal, huge public level, like where, we as a group can't decide that you as an individual.
I mean, to me, that sounds like, these way out there utopian societies that are supposed to be like these perfect models of everything. That just doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These idealized things that just aren't real. That would be like, if you could apply that rule over a society, then that would be utopia if everyone followed it, but you're not going to have everyone following it.
Right. And in the instance where someone doesn't, there needs to be a method to deal with that.
Yes.
And so that's where I disagree with the way they posit it here.
Yes.
Immanuel Kant worded it that way, whatever, like that's his thought experiment that we're talking about. But the way the experiment is posited, I feel kind of rubs me the wrong way personally, because like I said, I think the golden rule isn't really meant. And like you said, it's been in Chinese,
it's
Indian,
everywhere.
America, England, Europe, Asia, like everywhere has some version of the golden rule. And I don't think it's ever been stated in those as like, this is how society should behave.
Yeah.
I think it's always like,
this is how you should
try to behave. So for me, like I said,
So Constance, if you're out there and you want to run off with the dude's and his money and everything like that, it's your personal choice. Go ahead and do that if you feel like you're okay with it. And now if he decides that he's going to run off with someone and leave you behind, be okay with that, because that's it's
right.
Karma's out there.
Yeah, Constance, watch out for karma. Because Earl will tell you she can be a bitch.
Dude, that's crazy. That's funny, though.
Yeah. So anyway, that's 2 of our 100 thought experiments.
Yeah.
For the armchair philosopher.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's been fun. We're going to have to do this again, pretty soon. But like I say, I think within the next few episodes, I think we should maybe try to do maybe a couple of the crazy conspiracy theories. None of the political ones, just some crazy ones that are out there. Political ones, I like to stay away from politics, kind of, at least on this.
Well, okay. We'll talk about it later.
All right. So if you want to find us, there are multiple ways to do so. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like, you've probably seen the link because you've been scrolling through Facebook. So www.facebook.com/groups/twomindspodcast. That's where you can find this episode and all of our past episodes. If you just click that link, you can get right into all of that good stuff.
Right. If you want to reach out to us directly, you can message us via that group page. You can also send us an email. That email address is twomindspodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. You can listen to this episode and every episode that we have on our host site, twominds.podbean.com. And then you can also find us on Spotify, but you have to be very specific and put quotations around our names, Jason Claywell or Jeremy Ham. And you can find us that way.
Yep.
And then there's that last one, that little bird that just tweets everywhere.
It did tweet at us.
Did it tweet at us?
We got a tweet.
I don't have...
Yeah. So Bob...
From
brother Bob.
A brother squirrel?
Yeah,
brother squirrel?
Yeah, from Brother Squirrel. Actually tweeted at us before we recorded the episode where we said nobody uses Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Love you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. They actually had some downtime because of scheduling conflicts. So he tweeted hey, we're not going to have an episode, but you guys should go totally check out Two Minds.
Way to go, Bob.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. But anyway, if you want to hit us up on Twitter, it's at twomindspodcast. Shoot us a message if you like. We would be glad to hear from you.
Yeah, yeah. And if you have any like ideas for episodes or things you want us to talk about or things you'd like to talk about, you know, we're even like, you know, open to bringing people in the studio here with us. We'd love to have someone sit down with us and talk with us. So.
Yeah, it has been known to happen on occasion. Or if we can figure out the technology, maybe we can do it remotely.
That's a possibility. So.